No yelling, no spanking, no because I said so. Just calm voices, validated feelings, and Pinterest boards whispering breathe while toddlers throw yogurt. We pictured Zen little monks folding laundry and humming namaste. Instead, we've got toddlers sobbing over Wi-Fi lags and parents guilt-tripping over bedtime without a flowchart. But here's the hidden danger. Empathy without edges doesn't feel safe. It feels like kids are in charge. This video unpacks 8 gentle parenting traps and how to get your sanity back without yelling or hosting a TED Talk over cereal. Danger number 1, validation without boundaries equals chaos. One of the biggest hidden dangers, validation without boundaries. Gentle parenting loves feelings. Big feelings, tiny feelings. Every micro expression cataloged like a rare butterfly. My child is frustrated because I cut their sandwich wrong. I need to honor that frustration. I need to sit with them in their grief. Maybe write a sonnet about their broken relationship with rectangles. Meanwhile, the sandwich still sitting there, still uneaten, still fueling a meltdown worthy of Shakespeare. Here's the issue. Validation is good. Of course, kids need to know their emotions matter. Nobody's saying go back to stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. But when validation replaces boundaries, kids don't feel safer. They feel lost because no boundaries means no edges. No edges means no safety. It's like playing soccer with no out-of-bounds lines. And when every emotion gets to run wild, the whole house becomes a feelings free-for-all. At first, it feels like freedom. Wow, I can kick the ball anywhere. 5 minutes later, everyone's confused, fighting, exhausted, and crying. That's not fun. That's chaos. Kids live the same way. The smallest problem becomes a thunderstorm because if no one's steering the ship, then the child is. And deep down, they know they're not ready for that job. Think about it. You don't feel safe when the pilot says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we value your feelings. If you'd like, you can come up here and fly the plane with me." You don't want validation at that moment. You want someone steady at the wheel saying, "Yes, it's bumpy. No, we're not crashing. Sit tight." Kids are the same. They don't need every emotion treated like a crisis hotline call. They need steady ground to push off. Sometimes they need, "Yes, you're mad. And yes, bedtime is still happening. Let's go." Because emotions without limits, that's like lightning with no storm. All flash, no direction, scary for everyone. But emotions with limits, that's rain in a river. It flows, it moves, it's contained. Validation without limits equals chaos. Validation with limits equals calm. And if you think the sandwich saga was chaotic, wait until rule number 7, where gentle parenting turns parents into guilt-powered Uber Eats drivers. You'll see what I mean. Danger number 2, over-explaining makes feelings bigger. Gentle parents are terrified of the words, "because I said so." It feels authoritarian, harsh, old school. So they swing to the opposite extreme, explain every rule like a TED Talk. "Sweetheart, we don't throw blocks at the dog because dogs are our companions in this journey of life and their nervous systems can be disrupted by loud noises, which could result in a long-term trauma that impacts their attachment style." Your kid stopped listening 10 minutes ago. They're already throwing a block again, this time at the cat. And now the cat's filing a lawsuit. And here's the kicker. The longer the explanation, the less power it has. Because kids don't learn from 20-minute lectures. So what do they learn from? Let's break this down. They learn from short, sharp connections. Here's the science. The more you spotlight a feeling, the bigger it feels in the brain. It's like shining a flashlight in a dark room. The beam doesn't just illuminate the problem, it magnifies it. So when every tantrum gets a 5-minute symposium, kids learn, my emotions are massive. My parents treat them like hurricanes. I must be in danger. That's anxiety in training. It's the same reason doctors don't describe every single risk before giving a Band-Aid. You don't need a dissertation on adhesive technology. You just need, "this will stop the bleeding." Done. With kids, it's the same. Short, clear, logical. We don't throw blocks. It hurts the dog. Period. Not a paragraph, not a podcast. One clear line that connects action to consequence. It doesn't mean you need to narrate your parenting like a nature documentary. And here we see the parent carefully explaining the dangers of projectile blocks, while the young child ignores all reason and invents new ways to create chaos. Gentle means calm clarity. Firm words, steady tone, no drama. Danger number 3. Kids can smell fake calm. Gentle parenting preaches, never yell, always model regulation. Sounds lovely in theory, but in practice, it's hour 3 of your child screaming about socks. Not hard labor socks, not tax return socks, just socks. And you're there, smiling through gritted teeth. Oh, honey, I see you're upset. Meanwhile, your eyes twitching like Morse code for send help. Here's the thing. Kids aren't dumb. They know. They can smell fake calm the way dogs smell fear. You can whisper like you're auditioning for a yoga app, but if your jaw's clenched hard enough to crack a walnut, they sense it. And that mismatch, parent looks calm but radiates fury, creates anxiety. Psychologists call it incongruence. Your words say one thing, your body screams another. That's not safety. That's confusion. That's exactly how kids feel when you pretend to be a serene monk while radiating volcanic rage. You know what's actually healthier? Losing it a little. Then repairing. Hey, I snapped earlier. I was frustrated. I'm sorry. Let's try again. That teaches kids 3 powerful things. 1, anger isn't deadly. 2, relationships survive mistakes. 3, parents are human, not robots running a mindfulness script. Because kids don't need parents who never get mad. They need parents who get mad, clean it up, and keep going. Quick pause. Apparently, 97% of viewers watch without subscribing. That's like watching your kids spill juice and not handing them a towel. Already subscribed? Thank you. Danger number 4. Gentle parenting equals parental guilt Olympics. Here's one you won't see on Instagram. Gentle parenting makes parents anxious too, because the standard is impossible. Never yell, never punish, never bribe, always empathize, always validate, always know the perfect script. Real life? Your toddler's melting down in Target because you won't buy Paw Patrol cereal. Gentle parenting says, validate their feelings. Your brain says, please stop it before I start crying in the frozen pizza aisle. Parents internalize, if I don't handle this perfectly, we walk out feeling like we failed an exam and our toddler was the proctor holding a juice box. That guilt trickles down. Kids absorb it. So instead of calmer households, we get 2 anxious parties. The child sobbing about cereal, the parent sobbing about being a bad parent. Gentle parenting wasn't supposed to be an Olympic sport, but somehow we all signed up. Danger number 5. Gentle turns into negotiation nation. Another problem, kids raised with endless empathy become expert negotiators. Bedtime? Can I have 5 more minutes? What about 4? What about 3.5? See, let's compromise. Homework? I feel unsafe doing division without snacks. Clean up toys. Mom, I don't feel validated when I put blocks away. Boundaries become bargaining chips, and parents end up debating with a 6-year-old like they're in a hostage negotiation. Kids don't want parents who fold like lawn chairs. They want parents who calmly hold the line. Yes, you're upset. Doritos for breakfast? Still no. Final offer. Toast. Danger number 6. Discomfort isn't equal to trauma. Another hidden trap, confusing discomfort with trauma. This is the biggest confusion. Gentle parenting often treats discomfort like trauma. My child is crying because I said no candy. I must soothe. I must redirect. I must fix. No, that's Tuesday with a toddler and no coffee. Psychologist Jonathan Haidt calls this the coddling problem. When kids never experience small discomforts, they become fragile. So the first big setback, a breakup, a bad grade, a mean boss, feels catastrophic. Disappointment isn't trauma. Frustration isn't trauma. Losing at Uno isn't trauma. These are practice rounds, tiny doses of pain that build up the muscle called resilience. Kids need those reps, or they grow up shocked that life isn't gentle. So why are we treating every no like a psychological emergency? Danger number 7. Gentle parenting often forgets consequences. When gentle becomes never, kids don't learn cause and effect. In Japan, if a kid forgets their lunch, they're hungry. In gentle parenting circles, parents sprint across town like guilt-powered Uber Eats drivers in Crocs. When life is edited to remove all consequences, kids never learn responsibility. They learn, someone will always save me. And that breeds anxiety too, because deep down, kids know they can't be saved forever. The fix? Let reality teach. So, how do we let go without disappearing? Forget homework? Oops, talk to the teacher. Don't pack your toy? Guess you won't have it. No lectures, no punishments, just natural consequences. Action leads to result, leads to lesson learned. Danger number 8. Gentle plus social media equals anxiety multiplier. Here's the final twist. Gentle parenting didn't just become a philosophy, it became a brand. Instagram moms with beige living rooms and beige kids whispering beige affirmations into beige ring lights. TikToks with captions like, instead of yelling, say this magical phrase. Parents scroll at 1 a.m. thinking, I yelled today. I'm ruining my child. Kids over here, Mom's stressed again about gentle parenting. The result, we're not just raising anxious kids. We're raising anxious parents who raise anxious kids. And that cycle, it's fueling more tantrums than a Wi-Fi outage on movie night. Gentle parenting wasn't supposed to be a marketing competition. It was supposed to be common sense. So, what's the fix? These hidden dangers don't mean gentle parenting is broken, but it does need rebalancing. Because kids don't just need softness, they need structure. Empathy with edges, gentle with gravity. So they don't just feel heard, they feel safe. Like, I know you're upset, and bedtime is still now. Not a TED Talk, not a meltdown, just steady leadership. Because kids want sturdy parents, not ones who fold.